today's a big day. So today, in the middle of all the other chaos going on, I'm taking a next huge step with timeline jumping, and I am doing timeline jumping forecasting. And see these calendars, see these grids here? I have just put together my first really full-fledged timeline jumping forecast and review. Now, I tried to do this once last March when we had our last big timeline jump, a level number 2 timeline jump. I did one of these back in March and I wasn't quite sure what I was doing and people weren't quite sure what they were looking at. And I really want to get in front of you today and say, oh my God, I'm breaking through to a whole new level for myself, for you, for the planet, and actually creating a continuum of timeline jumping, forecasting what it means, what it looks like. So I have released this. You're going to see it as the August 2025 timeline jumping forecast. And what you're going to find in this packet is a review of 2023. I go all the way back to 2023, a review of 2024 that is eye-opening. I show you stuff that was going on in 2024 that we were not aware of. I mean, we kind of sort of knew, but like I put it down on paper and I go, look at what we were doing. Look what we set up. And then I've done a full review of what we've done so far all the way through 2025. And there are some discoveries there that they're mind-blowing. Like I went through and did this, plotted it all out, and then I could feel the energies, and then the channel came through, and I'm like, oh my God, look what we are doing, people. And so you've got that. In this packet, you've got that, a 2025 review to like put into perspective the craziness, the insanity that we are living through, and the actual miracles that we are putting together every single day of the week on this planet right now. Like I review that and line it all up so you can actually see the rhythm, the rhyme, the reason to this whole thing. And then I don't stop there. And then I plot out the timeline forecasting, the pendulum check. Like a lot of new people come here and say, like, Dana, how do you come up with the forecasting on the timelines? Pendulum check. For some reason, me, my body, my pendulum, spirit team, that whole, like, that's part of my magic. It's my art. It's one of the things I do here on the planet. For some reason, I'm like a lightning rod for it. And so I'm able to pick up through my pendulum when we do these higher timeline, higher vibrational timeline jumps. And what I've discovered this year is you can channel them. Like, once I plot them out on paper, and I've plotted out the timeline jumps for August 2025 and September, and Spirit Team even has me dip a little bit into the back end of July. We're going to start the real channeled forecasting here in this last timeline jump of July that goes into August. And then I forecast the timeline jumps for August 2025, September 2025, and you're going to get channels on 4 timeline jumps. One here at the end of July, a big one at the front end of August, one in the middle of August, and then one that saddles between August into September. So when you get done with the video and then looking at the grid, the charts, the information and energies that I put together, you're going to have a much better idea of what you're walking through here, the back end of July, all the way through August into September. Now, I wanted to include October. This is one of the funny parts. I wanted to include October. I wanted to have a 3-month scope for us so that we could have like a solid thing to be working with, right? Spirit Team cut me off at October. They were basically like, you know, you've done the review and that really stretched you, Dana, and you've set up August and you channeled August and you've pendulum checked September. They will not let me channel September yet, and they would not let me look at October. So that tells us a couple things right there. Potentials haven't been worked out for October. That's how much of a short, intense timescape we're working with right now, people. We are literally creating as we go, and we are only able to pretty much see out about 60 days ahead. Sure, do we get stuff out on the continuum for maybe like 6 months out? Maybe a little bit, but really the way the potentials are like intense and moving and changing, we're only seeing out about 30, maybe 60 days. So there's a lot of potentials being worked out right now, and that should tell you about why there's so much chaos, why it is so intense right now, why everything is up in the air, because we literally are creating as we're going. If there was one thing or a couple things I learned from this forecasting is like, oh my God, the evolutionary cycles are uncorked. And we literally are creating on a daily basis because we are learning at whole new evolutionary cycles on a weekly basis. And then that just puts a tilt on everything. Like when I looked at this whole thing, I was like, oh my God, there is so much rhyme and reason to this. Like I got done with this and I'm like, oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. There's rhyme and reason to this. And oh my God, we are so taken care of. If you're walking around feeling like the rug's getting pulled out from underneath you and you're falling through the cracks, I just want you to be really clear. You've got a spirit team. There's a rhyme and a reason to this. We all are being taken care of. And we are evolving. We are learning and evolving at such rapid rates. Like, it's hard to keep up with stuff at this point. So for me, I found some amazing discoveries, some fascinating finds. I think when you go in and watch this and listen and absorb the energies and pick up on it, you're going to get some insights and information at whole new levels for yourself. You may see things that I don't even see, and I would love to hear about that. So of course, I'm super excited about this. Make sure you go check this out in my link tree, pick it up, give it a watch, absorb it. And I hope to continue to do this. I feel like I have collected enough experience. I feel a lot more solid. I feel like the doors are opening up even more. And as we step through the autumn and I continue to work on timeline jumping, timeline forecasting, I think the Cosmos Spirit Team is going to begin to show me even more about this. There's so much more we have to learn, basically. Now, for those of you who are leaning in and going, Dana, when's your next intuitive take on the state of the nation? Probably not until a few more chess pieces land. There's a couple things going on. I really went full tilt on the pendulum checks for the Senate and for the House. You've got those kits there if you want to use them as well. Like that really tapped me out on intuitive state of the nation for just a little while. And I also feel like I have been dropping some pretty big gems just in the psychic notes. Like I am tracking that with you guys on kind of like a day-to-day basis and reporting on it a couple times a week. So intuitive state of the nation right now is kind of sitting perched in the psychic notes until I see things begin to land in place and I see a little bit more lay of the landscape and can talk in complex light and color and tones about it. I'll come back and do another intuitive state of the nation. But quite frankly, this timeline jumping forecast is going to give you the energy. And if you read between the lines, it's going to give you the energy for going, oh, this drives the engine for what happens geopolitically, what happens socioeconomically, what happens for power to the people, claiming sovereignty. You're going to see all of that in this report. So I would take what you know from the intuitive states of the nation that I've already done, bring that knowledge, bring that information in, and plug it into the timeline jumping forecast report that I've got going on for now. And just before I get into talking about how my business is structured and how you can participate, the first thing I want to say is thank you. Thank you to all of those who show up and view my videos. Thank you for your watch time and interaction there. Thank you to those of you who like, and especially to those of you who comment. Thank you for the interaction there. And thank you to those who show up and purchase my videos and love on them and take them in and get so much out of them. And thank you to those of you who book remote video reads and sessions. I appreciate you being here and everything that you're doing to support my work in your participation level. It means a great deal to me. And so those of you who are new here or don't quite understand how I've set my business up, because I'm a little bit of a different bird, an odd bird. I'm highly sensitive. I'm very empathic. empathic. I've got ADHD going on. Technology has been a challenge for me. Trauma has gotten in the way. It has taken me a very long time to put together the platform that you see here right now. And it is a very finely tuned balance for me to be able to function to get the information out to you in the most optimal way, and for you to be able to receive that information and work with it in the way that you need. So I do not have a typical platform, and so this is my opportunity to share with you what your participation levels here are so that you know what your choices are in interacting with me, and that'll help it make a whole lot more sense when you show up to my platform and you go, oh, what's Dana doing and how do I interact with her? And the picture that I'm going to give to you is what I've got going on for you right now. So take a look at this. So just so we're all on the same page and everybody knows what's going on, the first area of participation for free are my videos. I put so much energy and so much information into these free videos on a weekly basis, and you see those in the psychic notes, the energy forecasting, and also the intuitive basics, which I will be getting back to when things cool down a little bit. But you're getting your free information from me through my weekly postings, through video on my social media channels. So then number two, then the next area of participation would kind of be like a membership. So a lot of people come to me and say, Dana, why don't you do a membership? And I go, I don't do memberships because that kills my creativity. I've literally tried to do membership 2 or 3 times and I tank. There's something about the structure of it. I just tank on it. And so the second level or area of participation with me is purchasing these videos that I put out that literally are premium information, okay, that really takes me a lot of time and energy and expertise to produce. Like this forecast that I did, I probably got about 4 days into it, an intense 4 days into it, where I set everything else aside and I did this. So I need the money exchange so I can keep putting a roof over my head and food on the table, and that's you and I having that exchange so that you can have the information and I can have the support. And that is a modern day 2025 take on spirituality. We're not doing the crucified spiritual martyr where the spiritual practitioner works for free and just everything gets taken from her and everybody else runs off with their spiritual information. We're not doing that anymore. And if people pop into my comments and say, I'm only doing this for the money, I will block you, because that's actually prejudice, stigma, and you're perpetuating a thought process and a belief system that is outdated, that no longer serves anybody. We're doing exchange here. And so the products that I have for a nominal fee are actually that exchange of my time, energy, expertise, and you're providing for the support for that when you purchase that product. Then the third areas of participation with me are when I do group, and I am going to get back to that. I have been in hiatus because we've done a big dip this summer. I had to take care of some things. I'll be coming back online this fall. So the third area of participation with me is a group. Sometimes I have live groups on social media. Then I have paid for events that I do on Zoom on my private channel. And then I'm also beginning to launch a higher level of group coaching where it's only like 3 to 5 people for a little bit larger fee, and we do deeper work there. And then the fourth area of participation is you hire me so that you can have your own personal work from me, and you can do that either in a remote video read and or a VIP somatic money session. I do both intuitive coaching based in somatics, and I also do the magic of somatic money. And I am going to be bringing a lot more magic of somatic money back this autumn. So this video is to talk about both the energy forecasting and remind everybody of what my business platform is, because as much as I would love to do this for free, me, and as fantastic as I am at this, and as much as I just want to put it out into the world, I have to set up a structure that is sustainable for me so that I can continue to be here to produce the information that all of you love and rely on. Most of all, thank you. Thank you for being here. I so appreciate it. And that's what I've got for you today. Make sure you keep walking forward to meet those miracles along the way. And I will see you in my next video.